I'm Miki. In this video, I'd like to talk about how fresh Japanese graduates can find a job in Singapore. Like most Japanese, I went to university right after graduating from high school in Japan. It was like during my second year of university that I decided I wanted to work in Singapore. However, my lack of work experience made my job hunting difficult, and I was unable to find a full-time job until I graduated from university. Fortunately for me, I managed to get a full-time job offer in Singapore after graduation. There are two things that you need to do to get an overseas job offer. The first thing you need to do is to learn English. It is a critical language skill to have if you want to work overseas. That being said, overseas job interviews don't require paper exams like TOEIC in Japan. It is more important that you are able to speak the language, as it is a practical skill to have, especially in a business situation. Therefore, you need to have a good understanding of the language. Some people actually think that as long as they can speak English, it will be easier for them to find a job overseas. However, in my opinion, it is almost impossible to get a job offer when speaking English is the only skill you have on your resume, especially if you want to work in an English-speaking country. Local people there speak English better than we do, so we need to have some other skills that can make up for our lack of English fluency. Which brings me to my second point that I think is also important. I believe that fresh graduates need to have some other skills to get a job offer overseas. Based on my experience, work skills are more important than English fluency. First of all, in most foreign countries, fresh graduates are likely to be perceived as less employable than if they were fresh graduates applying for a job in Japan. In Singapore, most of the university students do at least 3 to 6 months of internships. The length of these internships is also very different from those in Japan, which are usually around 3 days per week. And because it's a longer term than Japanese internships, it's more practical. For example, when I was doing an internship at accounting firm in Singapore, I visited clients' place with my colleagues to do some auditing. I also had my own accounting project that I was in charge of, which became one of the client's accounting documents. Overseas internships don't usually treat students and workers differently. All of them do pretty much the same kind of work. Therefore, university students who work overseas will obtain actual work experience before they officially start to work. So if you want to successfully find a job overseas, you must first improve your English to the level where you are able to speak in a business situation comfortably. Then do some internships to gain some work experience. These are some basic things that fresh graduates can do to increase their competitive advantage, which will in turn help them to find a job overseas easily. As fresh Japanese graduates, you should spend your 4 years as a student wisely. The first 2 years should be used to improve your English. Then the last 2 years should be used to focus on doing internships so that you can enhance your resume. Unfortunately, it took me until my third year of university to realize that simply being able to speak English wouldn't be enough to find a job overseas. I realized that I would have to do something to set myself apart from the local people and make myself stand out more, which is why I did an internship at an accounting firm and marketing company, and later an auditing firm. In addition to doing these internships, I also studied programming on my own. Then I started my own services to teach Japanese language. Through these activities, I have been building my skills and experience like this, and I have enhanced my resume to make myself more attractive to companies. As a result of this, I received an official offer to work in Singapore. To summarize my point, it is necessary for fresh graduates to learn English and gain some work experience through internships if they want to work overseas. I especially want to emphasize the importance of having work experience and skills. Even if you speak English very well, without any work experience, companies will still not want to hire you. On the other hand, if you have a lot of work experience but you don't speak English, and then the possibility working for a company overseas also becomes low. Make sure you focus on both. As I've mentioned earlier, use the first 2 years to learn English, then use the last 2 years to improve your work experience and skills. This is exactly how I found my job in Singapore after graduating from university in Japan. For more information, you can check out this article that I wrote last year. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video. Bye bye.